Good day, folks. Welcome to the Management Academy, where we bring brilliance to every lesson. In today's video, again, I want us to look at financial mathematics question, and then, hopefully we will enjoy. It says, Lufezi deposited, let me highlight, Lufezi deposited 97,000 into an account that offers an interest at 9.1% per annum compounded quarterly. Very important. Calculate how many years it took for his investment to reach 1,666, 166,000, whatever that value is, guys. I don't know how to call it. So let's quickly do it here. So we need to see how many years it took for the investment to reach that much. Okay? So you're gonna say A, it is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of N. Then we need to see how much it took to reach 166,433. And then if the initial amount was 97,000, then 1 plus, what is the interest? It is 9.1, which is 0.091, divided by how many times do you get an interest in a year? So quarterly tells you, remember quarter is made out of, or it is made out of 3 months. A quarter, it is made out of 3 months. So each and every quarter in a year, you're going to get that interest. So how many quarter do we have in a year? We have 4. Okay. So 12 divided by 3 is just 4. Just need to remember quarterly, it is 4. Okay, quarter 4. And then we need to know how many years it took for his investment to reach this one. So we need to know how many years. How many years? Okay, yes, guys. Remember normally when we find n, it's going to be the number of years multiplied by the what? By the period, which is, or the interest received, which is 4. So in this case, we want what? The years. So on n, we're going to substitute for n, where n, it is what? Our number of years multiplied by what? By the period. Remember what? If you do not do this, what you're going to get, it is the number of months. Okay, you're going to get the number of months. At the end, you need to divide by 4. So yeah, I'll just start by saying it is 4n straight away. Okay, yes. You can continue with n, you'll see how much you get, and then you divide that by 4 at the end. If you do not write for n, it is still correct, but you need to take a note of that. Remember, I always say that this value here should match that value here. Okay, yes. So it is that value multiplied by the number of years which you are looking for. And then when I say 166,433 divided by 970, or 97,000, I get something like 1,7158. It is equal to, and then here I get 1 plus 0,091 divided by 4. It's something like 491 divided by 4,000, the power of 4n. And now when I drop this 4n, now I need to drop it legally. So I'm going to say 4n, it is equal to, I introduce what? Log. Then the base remains the base. And then this one will become an exponent, 1,7158. And then we get for n to be something like log of 4091 divided by 4,000 to the power of 1,7158. We get something like 24. 24. And then when I divide that by 4, I get n, it is equal to 4 years. Okay, yes. Similarly, if you did this, you did not include 4 here, you are going to get 24 like this. If you did not move on with the 4n like that, if it was just n like this, you're going to say, oh, sorry, if it was just n like this, you're going to get 24, but you needed to divide that 24 by how much? By 4. Hence now, yeah, this is what I want you to take note of. Okay, yes. I can move on now. 7.2 says, on the 1st of January 2020, on the 1st of January 2018, a school bus, let me start afresh. On the 1st of January 2018, a school bought a new bus for 482,000. Okay. On that day, they also started a sinking fund to make provision for a new bus in 5 years' time. Remember, you open a sinking fund when you will sell that old bus and then want to buy a new one. Okay. So they tell us that over the next 5 years, the value of the bus depreciates at 14.7% per annum on the reducing balance method. Can you see? When they're talking about depreciation and inflation, they just say 14.7% per annum or per year. That's the same thing. There's no compounded monthly or quarterly. No. Inflation and depreciation always occurs yearly. They say calculate the trading value of the bus after 5 years. The trading value, it is the value that it will be worth after 5 years. Okay, so I'm going to say 7.2.1 here. I'm going to say A, it is equal to P into 1 minus I to the power of N. Why am I using this formula? Because it is a what? On reducing balance method. Okay, how much was the value? Also, I need to know A, how much it will be worth after 5 years. Okay, A is equal to how much was the car? 182. If I let me confirm, yes, 1,000. 1 minus what is the interest of the depreciation? It is 14.7, which is 0.147. Basically, it will be 0.147 because I'm not dividing by anything. And then N, it will just be 5. Remember, there is no divide by 12. You just divide by 1, so I can multiply by 1. Still the same thing. Okay, and then let's see how much I get for my depreciation value. For a 2, 1 minus 0.147 to the power of 5. I get something like it will now be worth 206, no, 217,666,80. After what? After 5 years. But let's see. When we move on, it says the price of the buses increased. Of these buses increased by 8.1% per year. Calculate the price of the new bus on the 1st of January 2023, which is 5 years after. So we need to see how much this car, the same school bus they bought, but at the store, the new one. Okay, if their value increases by that much. Remember, when you are having something, when it is with you at home or you are using it, it will lose value, okay, and eventually become less in value. But it is when it is still at the store, due to inflation, it will increase in amount and then accumulate to a higher amount. Okay, yes. So it will become what? A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of N. This is the formula for inflation, always like this. Okay, and then we need to see how much it's going to inflate to after 5 years. So, 0.087, if I remember very well, 8 point, okay, 1. 81 to the power of 5. Let's see how much it gives us. 1 plus 0.081. It will be a very, very much higher value, net. Then we get A to be something like 711,500,99, which is almost the same as 501. But yeah, it's 99. I get 99. And then they say the bank offered an interest rate of 7%, 0.3% per annum compounded monthly for the sinking fund. Then they say the first payment of X rand was made in the fund on the 11th, on the 1st of January 2018. And thereafter, the same amount was deposited on the first day of every month. The last payment was made on the 1st of January 2023 and 2022. So on the 31st of December 2022, the school bought a new bus and used the trade in value of the old bus as a deposit. Calculate the monthly payment into the sinking fund. Okay, let me explain this. Sorry. Not sure what's happening with my nose. Okay. Now let's go back here. On 7.2, it says on the 1st of January, the school bought a new bus. Okay. So when they bought a new bus, they knew that after 5 years, they will need to replace that bus with a new one. And they know that when they replace it with a new one will need money. Okay, that is more than that they have paid for this one 5 years before, 5 years thereafter. Again, so what they do is okay, they know that after 5 years they will sell their old one. Okay, plus they will need some other cash so that when they add the trade-in value, which is the value that they bought, that they sold their old bus with, plus the money that they have been saving, it will need to equal the amount that the new bus is worth now. Okay, so we get to see that the bus is worth this much. Okay, and they're gonna sell their old bus by this much. So can you see, if you sell your old bus by this much, and now the new one is worth this one, can you see that you still need to have some amount for you to add to the value that you sold your old bus with, so that you can match the value of the new one. So instead of just wasting time, they do what? They open a sinking fund. This is what is needed here, sinking fund. This is okay. For you to buy a new one, you need to sell an old one plus some extra savings that you've been saving to get a new one. So the extra savings that you've been making, we refer to them as what? As sinking funds. Okay? We refer to them as sinking funds. So that sinking fund, you need to open it and make regular payments. Each and every month, you need to put a certain amount until 5 years so that you withdraw it. Okay. So you will be knowing how much, or you will need how much after that 5 years. So when they opened, when after they tell you that after buying that new bus on the 1st of January 2018, they also opened a sinking fund. Okay, so on the 1st of January, they opened a sinking fund. So when they open a sinking fund on the 1st of January 2018, is it 18? Yes, they will need to start making regular payments on the 1st of February 2018. 2018. So this is what happens. Even when you take a loan, again, you take a loan, you need to pay a month later if it is compounded monthly. When you start investing, you open an account today, and then you will start making investment from next month if it is compounded monthly. But in this case, that's not the case. The case is that what happens? The case is the first payment of X rand was made into the fund, which is the sinking fund, on 1 January 2018, which is immediately after opening the account. So this is going to affect what? The number of N is going to affect N. So initially the N was supposed to be what? 5 multiplied by what? By 12, because it is 5 years compounded monthly. But now, since when he started immediately, we need to add what? 1. Okay. When you start immediately, we need to add 1. I think I explained that on my first video under this playlist of financial mathematics. If you're not so confident about it, please go look at it before coming back here. Okay, yes. So this is what's going to happen. And then the last payment was made on the 1st of December 2022. Let's see. From January 2014, 2018, sorry, to December 2022. It is 4 years. How do I know it is 4 years? Let's check. Let's check. I need to confirm. Mm, January to December 2018, January to December 2019, January to December 2021, January to December 2022. And then they told me what? On 31st December 2022. You see? Okay. Blah, 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 blah. So let me see. I want to see something here. Is it 4 years? No, it's not 5 years, basically. It's not 5 years. So it's supposed to be, yeah, 131, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. So it's supposed to be 4 years from 2018 to 2022. Okay, yes. January to December, a year. January to December, another second year, January to December. Okay, I missed 2020. Sorry. So it is indeed 5 years. January to December, January to December, January to December, January to December, and then January to another December. This is 2020. What? 2. So it's 5 years, guys. It's 5 years. You can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do not count by saying from 2018 to 2024. No. If they said January 2018 to January 2022, yes, that's 4 years. But now it ended in December. So it's now how much? 5 years. So it's going to be 5, guys. Multiply by 12. But remember to add that 1. Why are we adding that 1? Because we know the payment was started immediately. Okay, how do I know it started immediately? Because the first payment was made on the 1st of January, and then they opened that sinking fund on the 1st of January 2018. So, yes, that's the case. But now the question is, how much do they need to save for? How much do they need to save for? Okay, we need to know how much exactly are we saving for. Okay, so for us to know how much we are saving for, this is 7.2.2. This is 0.2.2. We need to know exactly the sinking fund that we are saving for. It is how much. And this sinking fund will be exactly F. Okay. The sinking fund that we will be saving for, it will be what? It will be our inflation value minus the what? The depreciation value. Why? Why? Because this sinking fund, I'm going to say the sinking fund plus the depreciation value, or the value that I sold my car with, is going to give me the amount that I need for the new car. Okay. The one that I saved plus the one that I sold my old car with is going to be equal to the car that I need to save. So when I want to know the sinking fund is going to be how much, I need to subtract the depreciation, that side. So my inflation, I know that it is 71150.98 minus 217,666.80. And then let's see how much it gives us. Minus is it 98, guys, or 99? I think it's 99 here. Minus 217,666.8. I get something like 49 3 493 834, 19. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's what I get, guys. Hopefully it's correct. Please confirm with me on your calculations. Make sure that if there's a mistake in your calculation, please continue with what your calculator gives you correctly, but using the very same steps. Okay. Now we know that sinking fund is supposed to be this much. So we know that we need to save for this how much I get for this value. But the question is, so if I need to save for this how much, how many regular payments? Okay, actually, I need to do regular payments of how much for me to reach this one at the period of that one. So I'm gonna say, okay, let us try to figure that out. Let us try to figure that out. And say my future value here, it is how much? It is 493,384,19. It is equal to, I need to know my regular payments. What's gonna be interesting? Okay, the interest was how much? It was, remember, each and everything has a different interest. The using balance had its interest, inflation has had its interest, and then the sinking fund will also have its interest, which is 7.3. 7.3 is the same as 0.073 divided by compounded monthly 12 to the power of n, very important, minus 1. I will come to n again. Again. N was supposed to be for 5 years, right? It's supposed to be for 5 years. Okay, let me count with you so that you understand. I want you to count with me so that you understand exactly what I'm trying to say here. Remember we said where are those? Okay, I will repeat this process. I want you to understand this. He opened on the 1st of January. Okay, this is when you open to December, but he made a first payment on the 1st of January. Okay, so for 2018, it's that January to December of 2019, of 2020, guys, of 2021, of 2022. Now I want you to count here. From January to December, it is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, right? It is 12, I know. 12. January to December here, it's another 12. January to December, it's another 12. January to December, it's another 12. So January to December, it's another 12. So they say the last payment was made on the 1st of December, 2022. All right. So, okay, I know that if you started here on January, you need to take to complete until 1 January 2023. This is basically what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to start from January to January of after that 5 years. Okay, of that 5 years, guys. Of that 5 years. 5 years from 2018 to now, it's 2023. Okay. So on 2023, we know we're supposed to make one other payment. Okay. That's basically that. Actually, let me tell you like this. If he started in February, which is the normal period he was supposed to start with, the first month, he opened an account on the 1st of January. He was supposed to make a first payment on the 1st of February so that this becomes what? 11. And then he was supposed to end in January, okay, which is 1 month. So when you are aware, when you say 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 11 plus 1, it is 60, right? It is 60, which is 5 times 12. But now he decided to start paying in January. When he paid in January, can you agree with me that this is gonna be now 12? And instead of being what? The normal 60 is gonna be 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, which is 60 plus 1, which is now 61. So hence we are saying it is what? Plus 1, guys. Plus 1, guys. So always take note when you open a savings account on the 1st of January, when you do regular payments, you should start a month after if it is compounded monthly. Okay? A month after, which is 1 February. Okay? But if you start immediately on the 1st of January, after calculating the number of payments, which is whatever, you need to add 1. Okay? So here it's going to be 61. I'm going to write it in blue. Why 61 is 5 times 12 plus what? Plus 1. Right? So this is basically that. I hope it makes sense. If it is compounded quarterly, if you open it in 1 January, it means you need to skip January, February, March, and then start making payment when? On April. So this is when it is quarterly, guys. You miss January, the month that you opened with, and then you miss February, you miss March, because a quarter is made up of 3 months. Then you'll start making your first payment in April. And then you miss 3 months again after April, which is April, May, June. Okay, you miss April, May, June, and then you make a payment in July. Like that, guys. I think the first video under this playlist explains everything. So yeah, please go watch it so that I do not waste time on explaining something that I've already explained before. So yeah, this is basically just that. And then when we just punch this on our calculator, we get something like, let me quickly do that. 1 plus 0.073 divided by 12 the power of 61 minus 1 divided by 0.073 divided by 12. And then I get that the amount that he will need to make a regular payment of, it is how much? 6,710,57 rand. Then we are cool, guys. This is basically that for this question. Just always take note, for you to open a sinking fund, you will need an inflation amount, subtract the depreciation, and then that will be your sinking fund F. And then depending on whatever the question that will be asked thereof, then we will continue like that. Okay, then yes, guys. And then let's move on to the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed this one.